I knew it. That's why I didn't want to start in the first place. Once I start something, I can't stop. I don't know what it is. There's something wrong. I told myself, no fall decorating this year. I have to start Christmas early. And then I thought, well, you know what? I'll just do this mantle here and that's it. I thought to myself, I have to do the entry. How can I not do the entry if somebody comes to visit? I need to do the entry. So I did the entry too. I thought to myself, well, you know what? I'll just do a little bit on the dining room table, just a little something, and then that wound up to be a big project too. And today I said to myself, you know what? I might as well do just a little something in the music room and a little something in the kitchen, and there you go. I did the whole thing. Back to the channel, Joe here. Thanks for stopping by today. So today we're going to do a little something in the music room, and maybe I'll show you a little something. I'm going to put some plates up in the kitchen. So that's about it. So please, you know, like always, subscribe. Don't you want to miss anything that's coming up for Christmas especially, and give me a thumbs up if you think it's worth it. Hype the video. It really helps. And that comment, believe it or not, it gets my video out there. So let's get going. All right, so here we are in the music room, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to echo a little bit of what's going on in the dining room. Now, the construction of the house is, they're kind of across from each other, the dining room from the music room. So I think it'll make sense for me to carry over that same thought process. Now, I'm going to continue with not using orange because it is too early in the season, and I'll probably never get to use it this year other than in my bay window, because like I've said a million times, I'm sure you're sick of hearing me say it, but I need to get started on Christmas early. So this is only going to be up for a couple of weeks, and that's why I'm doing this right now. Hopefully mid-September, I'm actually going to have to take everything down and start my Christmas. So anyway, what I'm going to do in here is something on the mantle. And I'll be honest with you, I hate taking the mantle stuff down because I really like the way it looks. So I have to take a picture of it so that I remember how to do it after Christmas, because it's going to be from now to a long time from now that I won't remember how I did this that I like. So anyway, I'm going to clear the mantle off so we can get started. All right, so first things first is, for those of you who know me, I'm sure you're tired of hearing this, but what I do is I put a board on top of my mantle. I did it in the other room. If you caught the video for the family room mantle, I'm going to do it here too. And it will put me one step ahead for Christmas because it'll be there already. So what I do is I have a board that will go here, and I'm able to put screws in it and nail in it and all that other kind of stuff without worrying about, you know, damaging the mantle that I made. I made this anyway. But let me go get that. So hold on. So here it is. And what I did was I cut it at exactly the length of the mantle. And then what I did is, as you can see, look in the front there, I put screws in there. So what happens is I can hold this will hold the garland, which I tend to make very, very heavy. Now, what I also do is at each end, I put a C clamp in there, which will hold this to that so that it will still not tip forward, because we wouldn't want that to happen. So let me get this in place right now. And for those of you that don't know what a C clamp is, this is what it looks like, okay? And then what you do is you put it on, and then you turn the bottom here like this, and it'll tighten it like this, okay? So for me, it works here. What I'll do is I put it right here. Let me open it up a little bit more, okay? And then it slides here, right? And then I just tighten it like this. Okay, it's really tight now. I mean, really tight. and then I'll hide it with Garland. I just have to put the other one at the other end, and then I can get started. And it'll be ready for Christmas, hooray! I strung in a base Garland, I guess that's what we'll call it, and I secured it to those screws. And again, it's a cheap piece of Garland, like a Walmart level Garland. Really don't want to see it right now because it's not for that. You know, it's just to hold other stuff that I put in. But before I do anything else, I'm going to put just a few lights in here, probably 100 mini lights, just to give it a little autumn glow. Okay, so this is 100 mini lights, and for fall application, it's fine. For Christmas, absolutely not. I would put way more light in there because Christmas, I want everything to look magical. Here, I just want that soft glow. Well, I've been avoiding coming in here. It's about, I don't know, maybe 8 hours since I last videoed that little section right before this with the lights, because I don't know really what to do. I don't know what I want to do. I mean, I have so much orange stuff, and I, really trying to avoid putting it out, and it's really bothering me because all my beautiful stuff, my pillows and throws and all of that kind of stuff's all orange. But I'm going to try to stay true to how I started this journey out and not use orange. So I have to figure out, before I put the leaves on the Garland, I want to figure out what I'm going to put on the mantle itself. And I'm going to figure it out now because I have to figure it out. Let's start by adding a couple of books under the lamps to give that academic kind of a feeling in the music room. So I'm using black books with gold writing on them. Well, I'm going to try to do as many black books with gold writing on as I can. I have this beautiful big tin leaf tray plate. I don't know what you would call it. And it's bronzy and greenish, but it actually plays very well off the mirror and some other pieces that I have in the room. So I'm going to put that here first. It might move, but for now, that's where we're going. I have this gold urn, and I put it on top of 3 books. So I had the lamp and the book right here, so I pushed it away over there because it kind of looked cluttered with books. So I pushed them both towards the end of the mantle. They might go further over, but for now, that's where I'm going to put them. So I wanted to keep that more masculine look, kind of like I have in the dining room. I have the antlers on the table there, so I'm going to add some antlers here. And I actually wired it to this lamp because I was afraid it was going to fall over. I'm always afraid of that kind of stuff. Put one there and one over there. I'm going to use this stand, and I'm going to see how this looks. What do you think about that pumpkin? I did that with black and gold. We'll see. Maybe. Okay, and I layered those 2 here. It's when I do a mantle for I call it full holiday now, but I like excess. I guess that's the maximalist in me, but I just like it. I think it makes it feel, I don't know what. It was weird. I'll tell you the truth. I got my style of how to do mantles. We were at a wedding in Orchard Beach in New York. It's called Russo's on the Bay. Beautiful place, beautiful wedding. And we've been to a few weddings there. And the mantles that they had in that place were just outrageously decorated. And, I think that's what sparked my creative flow for mantles. Russo's on the Bay. I put 2 of these black candlesticks with the green tea light in it, tea candle. I wanted to put more, but I held myself back. I just put 4, 2 at this end and 2 at the other end. And by the way, those are from the Dollar Tree. And now it's time to start infusing color through leaves. And once again, I'm not using orange, but I am going to use some burgundies and yellows here. And I used branches on the centerpiece in the dining room. I want to continue that thought over here. I'm going to use a couple of these branches that I had left over in the attic. I started on this end and I found one that was rounded and I put it there. And then I came on this side and I found another one that was rounded and put it there. And this one was a little bit straighter. I put it in and then again here and then a shorter one and a shorter one. I always like that fanning out at the ends. Again, personal preference. All right. And you know, like if somebody wanted to mimic this could be an end point actually, because I'll tell you the truth, it looks really pretty. The video does no justice to it at all. It's very, very handsome looking. All right, but you know me, more is more. I added this right in the center. This is a piece of grapevine, actually. It's very thick and very sturdy, and I thought it kind of mimicked a wreath, kind of, you know, like a modern kind of architectural piece for the center. So I don't know, I'm going to leave it right now. It might go away, but for now, I'm going to leave it. I picked out a few things. I have these longer stems and they have like some of them are burgundy and mauvey kind of looking. I might put that in that gold vase, I have to say. Some of these burgundy mums that I used, the same ones in on the dining room arrangement. And then these yellow leaves. I have a couple of burgundy leaves. And then I thought as a base, I use these at Christmas time, these ficus that I spray painted gold. That'll help cover up that garland. So I think I'm going to start by putting those in. So here it is with the gold leaves placed in. And again, I could stop right here. And I'm sure somebody out there is saying, that doesn't look like fall. That looks stupid. Well, whatever. It's in the eyes of the beholder. And remember, if you have some creativity in you, you're like open to change and to do different things. It's just a different take on fall. It's not orange, but I'm going to add a little bit more to it and maybe it'll, make it feel a little bit more traditional for those people that, may desire that. But that's not what this is about. And now I put some yellow in. I have a couple of burgundy, and I think I'm going to put those in too. So next I'm going to put these, I think they're mums. I think so. I'm not sure. Somebody will tell me. But anyway, when you place flowers in a garland that you're building or creating, you need to place them organically. And what that means, for some people don't know what that means. That just means that don't put them in straight lines or, all on the top or all in the middle or, like that, which sometimes we do that because that's where our eye is. And, it looks very unnatural that way. So organic means in natural fashion, which is kind of like free form, free flowing. And the best way to do that is as you place them, you need to keep stepping back to make sure that you're not making some kind of pattern. Pattern-wise, like I do left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, but I try not to put them in exactly the same space. But if I'm up on the left side in a certain area, I try to stay up on the right side in that same area and so on. It's a slight difference. It's just so that it looks more natural. The stems, I put in this vase up here, and I just really did it like they just don't care, like that. And, I always say that, and I don't think a lot of people get where I got that from. In the movie Holiday Inn, Bing Crosby, Fred Astaire, the one guy goes to the florist and he's going to get flowers for one of the female characters, and he orders them, and the florist says, how do you want them, in a corsage? And he says, no, just in a box, like they don't care. And that's what I always say when it's not such a formal arrangement. I always say, put them there like they just don't care. Bye.